Here's Clayton McLean from Rutland, folks, on the drag right there. Clayton.
In 1913, Rossholt, like many South Dakota communities, got its start as a railroad town, founded to help farmers get their grain to market. Nearly a century later, ag producers continued to deliver their products to the still active rail line, but farming methods have greatly improved.
I think the community involvement is what makes this neat. The old timers tell about when they used to thresh that was the highlight. It was one of the harder parts of the year as far as labor goes, but the neighbors all got together and they came together and worked together. They did a lot of hard work, but they had a lot of fun. And that's what we find with our threshing bee. We have members from 3 states, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota, because we're right in the corner. We all work together for one common cause to put on the show. And it is a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. So it's nice to see people working on the same project to get it to work.
The town of just over 400 people has hosted up to 5,000 visitors for the annual event. Many of the volunteers who organize the parade, operate the threshers, and cut the sod with horse-drawn plows can remember attending threshing bees as children. Westby hopes that younger Rossholt residents will keep those memories alive for years to come through the festival.
Well, we hope that it will continue and get passed down, but I tell you what, it is a concern, because a lot of our members that you film or see here today are retired plus. Our Grand Marshal today is 86 years old, and his wife is close to that, but Wally McKee is 86, and Cal Seeley's birthday is today, and he's also 86. They're 2 of our senior members. And we need young people to replace these people as they retire and are no longer involved with the show. So we hope that there's going to be enough young people to continue this tradition. We have a lot of young people, a lot of young members now. And it's surprising, every year we get a few more young people involved, and we get a lot of people that have never been associated with it before that find it fun. So we hope that we can replace the people as they age with younger people. We need to do that, or otherwise it'll die.
Speaking of the younger people, what do you hope they're taking away from this celebration?
Well, some history, how things used to be done in the old days. We hope they take with them how much we all rely on nature to harvest a crop, to raise a crop, and to harvest it. We hope they take home working together to achieve a goal, and sharing in the hard work and the fun and the laughter both.
You're a farmer. Do you think that the couple of days you spend working at the Threshing Bee Festival gives you an appreciation for what you have to do on a daily basis on your farm, or what you don't have to do these days on your farm?
What we don't have to do. Yes, it does. We take a lot of our machinery nowadays for granted. Years ago it was all labor intensive, and when you look at the numbers back in the early 1900s and how things have evolved from labor intensity to replace manpower, it's unbelievable what technology and machinery has done. So it does make us appreciate. We always joke about when we're loading bundles that if we had to do it this way with our whole operation, none of us would be farming that much land. Because it is very labor intensive compared to how you sit in the new combines nowadays.
Men aren't the only ones providing a helping hand during the 2-day festival. The women of the Rossholt area pitch in just as ladies did during threshing bees in the past. Avis Brandenberger is a member of the board of directors of the Rossholt Threshermen's Association. Her job is to maintain and operate the cook car.
Well, that usually went along with the threshing rig. They had a steamer or whatever. Many bundle teams went with it. There were a lot of hired men. And there were usually 2 ladies in the cook car that went with the machines and the horses. Every morning they would cook breakfast, a big breakfast. It was hash browns, meat, whatever, eggs. And then they had to have the bread baked for the day. They baked bread every day. Then they'd have to have, you couldn't serve a meal without pie. So they baked the pies, and they'd probably have 20, 25 to cook for. And they did it all with a wood stove, hotter than the dickens in there, and they'd have to carry the water. And then after the breakfast, they cleaned up. They made the forenoon lunch. That was taken out to the threshing rig. By that time, they had their dinner going. They got that cleaned up. Then they would have their afternoon coffee, get that ready to go. Then they'd do the supper for all of them. And after they cleaned that up, then they'd set their bread for the next day and get things lined up for that. It was a very hard chore. And they would sleep right in the cook car. They had their beds would fold up against the wall during the day, and then at night they'd drop them down, make them up, and sleep.
Avis has been on the board of directors for the past 8 years. She says more ladies and more young people join the group each year. At the last meeting before the festival, over 60 members attended, and many more residents volunteered their efforts.
They come, they're willing to work. We don't have any one boss. We can say Rodney Westby is because he's our president, but nobody is the boss. They throw everything in a hat and discuss it and change it, and if they don't think it'll work, it's fixed. And it's fun. The only requirement to be a member is a good sense of humor, because boy, if you haven't got it, you're gonna be in trouble.
What do you think it does for the community of Rosholt? Does it bring you closer together?
Yes, it does. And it's not only Rosholt. We have people from New Effington, Wheaton, and Fairmont that come. And we even have some from Sisseton. And it's just great to see everybody working together. You don't see that much anymore, but when it comes threshing bee time, everybody is there. If somebody isn't done harvesting, well, they'll go and help them get done harvesting so they can come too and help. And it really works nice.
An important element in any celebration is food. The Rosholt Threshing Bee includes standard junk food such as hamburgers, hot dogs, and walking tacos, but the most important food at the festival is lefse.
I guess it's because this is, well, it's traditionally Scandinavian and German, and we have a lot of Scandinavians that have grown up with it, probably don't know how to make it, and they just love it. And we have tried to get somebody from the German descent to do something ethnic for us, but nobody knows what to make. The only thing they ever made was sausage. Well, no, that's not true, but they just don't come forward to do it for us.
People do come forward by the thousands to enjoy the food, watch the parade, and appreciate the lifestyle of their forefathers.
Well, we usually come every year. It's a family event, and Vanessa usually goes in the tractor pedal pull and the hay. She looks for the coins in the hay, and we enjoy the parade also.
Does it bring back any memories in particular?
Oh, yes. A lot of hard work that makes it a lot easier nowadays.
Makes you feel better about living in the new century?
You bet. Uh-huh. Yeah, driving in air-conditioned tractors instead of out in the hot heat, and meet a lot of old friends and people. And
Do you come every year?
We have been.
yes.
Yeah, we always have.
Modern ag producers are interested in harnessing horsepower with the turn of a key. Yesterday's farmers were also interested in power, both horses and steam.
Joe Steinhagen of Ferreta, Minnesota, has been showing his steam-powered engine at festivals for over 8 years. It's a popular attraction in Rosholt.
It's far different than a gasoline engine. You've got a completely different ball game to work with. And that's what, I just had to know what made them go. And once I found out, I just had to have one.
Tell me about the year, the model, everything about the engine.
1913 case, 60 horse. It weighs about 21,000 pounds. When it was new, it was sold for approximately $2,000. This one, I think, seen a lot of sawmill work in its life because the gearing on it is pretty good. It was saved during the war. I think probably it was actually hid somewhere during the war. And a collector sold it to a man in Glenwood, and I bought it from him about 10 years ago now. So I like helping out the small towns. I don't go to the big shows as my engine because then you're just a number there. But these small towns, you get involved with everybody that's part of the show. It really works out well. You meet a good bunch of people, and they're friendly, and it works well. Everybody does multiple jobs, so it's a good atmosphere. I like working with it.
Rossholt is vibrant for its size. Townspeople work to provide for the future while preserving their heritage and passing on the customs that settled this land.
Rural people, the homesteaders, I feel, are probably the backbone that built this country, and hopefully we can carry some of that history on to our children and their children, and that's why I'd like to see this continue in the future, just for that reason, to preserve some heritage there.